interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
This is Christopher Russo reporting live from Tennessee Mountain Homestead. Recently, I received a notification on the Sears Gets Rack and Pinion Steering video, and a gentleman by the name of Yellow Gas 66 was kind enough to give us a super thanks in the form of $10. Now, that was very humbling, unexpected, and kind of Mr. Yellow Gas. So, on behalf of everybody at Tennessee Mountain Homestead, we give you, sir, a super thanks for your super thanks. Now, back to the regularly scheduled programming. What's going on, everybody? I'm Jason.
I'm Stefan.
You're watching Tennessee Mountain Homestead. Today, we're back out in the shop to take care of some business. We've got 3 tractors sitting here behind me. This video is going to be a combination of an update video. We're going to do some maintenance and some finished welding on both Private Pile and Blackout. I've got one more thing to address on the steering from that. And otherwise, it's a beautiful day outside. And we couldn't think of a better way to spend a Saturday than together out here in the shop. All right, the first thing we're gonna do is give you guys an update on Stefan's wheel horse. So we're not gonna be doing any work to this today, but we're gonna catch you up on what's been done to this thing off camera. The last time you guys saw this was when we were fitting the new Kohler opposed twin 18 horsepower motor in this. And since then, Stefan's done a ton of work, so I'm gonna turn it over to him and let him explain what he's done to it.
After our last video on this tractor, I had a problem with this engine cutting out of fuel. And that's because I bought a Chinese mechanical pump for this Magnum 18 engine, and it didn't bring enough fuel to the carburetor to run this engine. It really needs a lot of fuel. So what I did was I bought an electric fuel pump, and there's a link to that in the description, and I put it in the back. So now when this thing is doing higher RPMs or going up a hill, it's pushing fuel towards the carburetor. And to prevent that pump from putting too much pressure on the needle and seat, I did a return line from the carburetor back to the top of the fuel tank. And you can see that running through here. And that is controlled by a switch on the dashboard. And that has completely eliminated the problem of it running out of fuel. It works great now. The next thing I did was I wired in the winch. Now in our last video, this was on the front, but it wasn't wired into the tractor at all. So now I have the dashboard switches on, and this winch functions how it should. The last thing I did was I cleaned up this entire dashboard. In our last video, I started and stopped this engine with 2 toggle switches. Now I installed this switchboard. This has a push button start, and this kill switch will stop it. I also have this tether kill switch over here so that I can race this tractor and not worry about it, you know, running away when I fall off of it. And I have the dashboard control for the winch, and right here is the control for this remote winch controller. If I hadn't mentioned this before, I've gotten new sets of tires for the front and the back of this tractor. Now I used to have 19 7/8 tires on the front, but those went to the Model 11 when it got upgraded. I bought these 21 by 7x8 tires, and these definitely are a lot better for this tractor. They're bouncier and they're taller, of course. It helps out a lot. On the back, and this is what I'm really excited for, are these 26-12-12 Bear Claw EXs. Now, I used to run 25-8-12 swamp witches on this tractor. Those were some real pizza cutters, but these tires are a lot better in my opinion. They have 1 1/8 inch tread on top, and they more of like a straight lug pattern. And on the sidewall, these are actually 2 plies, and that gives these tires a lot of squish, which is what I really need for this tractor.
Now that we're all caught up on the wheel horse, we're gonna get this thing out of here and start focusing on Private Pile and Blackout. All right, now that the wheel horse is out of here, we're gonna turn our focus onto the Sears and Private Pile. So today's format on the video is going to be a little bit different than usual because we don't really have like a set goal as far as how much work we need to get done, because we're kind of in between. Like I said in the beginning of the video, we need to do some welding on both tractors. Private Pile needs some gussets, and Ethan's going to cut those out and prep everything, and I'm going to weld them in. And also there's a bunch of bare metal and stuff underneath that tractor that needs to be painted. On the Sears, I need to take apart the suspension and basically flip that whole thing over on its backside, and I need to weld up all the joints underneath it that are just spot welded. And I need to reinforce the steering shaft as it comes down out of the dashboard. So it's gonna be a chill day. We're just gonna work at our own pace and try to get things done. We're gonna film some of that, definitely play some music, and we'll see you guys in a little while. If anything comes up that I think is important we need to talk about, we'll do it. See you then.
your sweet redemption. I will never let you down. Will it ever get sunny? Oh, I and my safe protection. I will always be around. Will it ever get sunny? Oh, I wonder, honey. I'm tired of being in the line. You say it will. I'm caught in your addicted brain. You say it will, yeah. I'm crossing the obsessive line. You say it will. I'm caught in your addicted brain. You say it will, yeah. I'm crossing the obsessive line.
It's been a while, as you can tell from the footage. We've done quite a bit of stuff, but I'm gonna give you an update right now. So come over here. What I've done so far on this is I ended up re-welding the hub for the steering wheel back to this pipe. I went about it a different way because as I was messing with it before, the welds started to crack and they fell off because they were super thin last time we put this thing on there. So I made it a lot stronger. Anyway, so this is on there now. And another thing I did was I sleeved the steering shaft with this piece of heavy wall tubing. There's a bearing in this end of it, and it's welded to the bottom side of the frame, right in here. So that stiffened it up to where when you turn it now, there's no more movement down here at the end. Before, this steering shaft used to be able to wobble a little bit as it went under stresses. But that's good to go, and I might even add a gusset to this or two. But that, I'm not doing that yet until the belt system and the gas tank are done. So that's way stiffer, and then the next thing I've got to do on this is take the steering back apart, because that's another thing I forgot to mention. Was I just had before I had the set screws in this, I drilled and tapped these steering fittings, these universal joints, and I just had some 1/4-inch bolts in there pinching the shaft so I could get it where I wanted it and, you know, make it so it wasn't gonna bind up. But now that I know it's good, I drilled straight through, and that's gonna be my joint. It's gonna have 1/4-inch grade 8 bolt through it. And the reason I'm not welding it or anything is because I need to be able to take it apart. So I'll be able to take that bolt out and then slide the steering shaft out should anything happen. And then I can take the bolt out of the one at the steering rack and I can pull that shaft out. So I can remove the steering. I can also change the bearings in the end of these tubes that I added and the tube underneath that I added before. So that's nice and stout. Everything seems to be turning properly. And then if you come over here, Ethan has been working on his tractor, and I'm going to let him explain what he's been doing.
What's up, guys? So what I've been doing, the first thing I've done is make this piece of metal here. This will be a gusset for the front left 820 mount. It's going to sit just like this. So this hole will be on the 820, and these two holes bolt to the frame, and this will keep that from ever bending or breaking like it did already. Just like that. I've also made these two gussets, and these are to support right here on the 820, the rear 820 mounts, and that will keep those from bending either. And what I'm working on now, I have this piece of 3/8 threaded rod, and I've drilled a hole right here, and this is just going to slide in. And this is going to be a belt keep, because the belt will come off the transmission otherwise when you push in the clutch too far. So this should stop that from happening.
All right, guys, so we're gonna continue working on our tractors, and we will give you an update as soon as we're getting to the next steps. I got one more update. This just showed up from FedEx. So a couple days ago, I had ordered a steering wheel. And I'll put the link in the description. This thing was 36 bucks. It's kind of like a Grant, but it's made by or sold by Speedway Motors on eBay. And like I said, it was $36. It was one of the cheapest ones I could find of this style. But the shipping is where they get you. So it came out to like almost 60 bucks with shipping. Anyway, this is what I picked out. It's a 3-spoke. It's very similar to a Grant model 802. Anyway, it's going to work out. The holes line up. And I just need to enlarge them to 5/16 because that's what we did last time. And I did not pay almost 60 bucks. What I paid was $51.98, and that was with shipping. So the steering wheel was $37.99, and the shipping was $13.99. Plus tax, oh, it says no taxes paid. Anyway, $51.98. I'll put the link in the description. Tie rods, took them apart, and then I fully welded them out and made clevis ends out of those bolts. So that's done. The next thing I got to do is come in here and just weld all these joints where it's just tack welded. So what I'm going to do is start here so I can lay the weld down flat. Then I'll put the mower on its top and I'll weld in here. Then I'll probably end up picking it up from the axle in the back so that this is facing the ground so I can lay my welds in here. Once that's done, I think I'm going to plug up these holes that somebody else drilled. Maybe that's not that important, but I kind of don't like them. Then I need to take off the grill while the suspension's apart, and I have a piece of steel diamond plate that I think I'm gonna put over the front so there's not holes here. And that'll be like a platform right here. So if I decide to put a winch on this thing, I could easily, and it'll also make this thing a little bit more rigid and give it some more structural integrity. So that's what's going on next, and I think Ethan is putting his tractor back together. He painted up all those little parts and pieces that we made the other day, and his pulleys too. What's up, guys? So I've put my tractor back together about as much as I could, and we're trying to button up Ethan's. So I'm gonna go ahead and weld his gusset that he made right to his transmission brace. We're gonna do that over here, and then he's got a couple of gussets we have to go weld on over there.
So you came here 'cause you wanna be a star. Rolling into town in your daddy's old car. Cruising down the street like a rolling stone.
hours today out here in the shop, and I think we got accomplished what we set out to do for the most part. Now let's start with the wheel horse. We already did the review on that. We just moved it back in here because it's raining outside. The Craftsman, the private pile. We got all the gussets made up for it. Ethan took off all the parts that needed to be painted everything. He put it back together. Private pile is good to go for now, but there is one small issue with the carburetor. The needle and seat is doing something funky. It's a brand new carburetor, but just now he went to start it up and just gasoline came pouring out of the exhaust pipe. So it's sitting there and just leaking into the cylinder, and it filled the cylinder up because it had hydro lock too. So we need to figure out the carburetor on that, otherwise it runs pretty good. And then the Sears, I did not get everything accomplished that I wanted to get accomplished today. I did not get my diamond plate cover. I did not get to clean out from underneath it as much as I wanted to. Now I did run a flap disc, and I tried out my new little Harbor Freight thing here. So I got this little finger sander the other day, and it's all right, but it's definitely just light duty. As soon as you try to put any pressure on that little belt, it just kind of stops. So, and it also taxes the air compressor too much, and it's just loud. So I need to figure out another finger sander, but I think I want to try to find an electric one. Besides that, the steering is much better. I got this support here, and like I think I said before, it does great. It holds it a lot more still, but it still has a little bit of flex. So once the gas tank is in here, because I'm thinking the gas tank's going to go in this area right here, and the bell system, I'll figure out how I can gusset that better, and then it should be 100% not moving. So my steering will be completely tight. I got my new steering wheel on, and everything underneath the tractor now is fully welded out. And I also got the tie rods cut down, because before I had all that overlap of those tabs I welded to make the clevises. So now the tie rods can articulate, and everything's good to go under there, and it's not really binding up or hitting anything or touching the frame. So good progress today. In the near future, I ordered a seat. So I have a Murray seat from a Murray GT I found on eBay. I got a good deal on it, like $44 and free shipping. That should be here this coming week. Once I get the seat on the Sears, I'll be able to sit on it, right? It'd be great. Sit on it, hold the steering wheel, and get my feet to where I feel like the clutch needs to be. And then we need to build the tree kickers and the footboards and all that stuff. So once I get my cockpit established and it's ergonomic for me, then we can build the bell system, and this thing's getting close, guys. Private pile, what's your plan for the near future?
Steering.
Steering, yeah, he needs to adjust the steering first and foremost, because that's ridiculous, and the carburetor. And then the wheel horse, I think Stefan, he's on the camera right now, but the wheel horse is almost done completely. He's got a couple of odds and ends with wiring to tighten up. Other than that, that thing's running pretty good. Maybe we'll get some footage of that soon. But beyond that, I think that's gonna be it for the video. If you're new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. This is a little bit of different format on this video, but we're gonna run with it. And once again, I'm Jason.
I'm Ethan.
You're watching Tennessee Mountain Homestead, and we'll see you on the next one.